So what's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we're going to talk about something I did when I was young, dumb, and full of stupidity. Get your minds out the gutter, full of stupidity. Yes, when I was a young top, let me run that. Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Dontae. I did a little bit of time in prison. I did 8 years and 9 months in prison. For once, I didn't say I did 10 years, even though I was sentenced to 10 years. But I did 8 years and 9 months in prison, and prison sucked, guys. The purpose of me making these videos is just share my prison experience. In every single one of the videos, I should always say that prison sucked. I would trade any beautiful day that I had in prison, and I may have had 1 or 2 good days in prison, but I would trade any of those for any bad day that I had on the streets. And we all know on the streets you have awful days. That just goes to show you that I would rather be on the street than in prison, because no matter your freedom, once your freedom stripped away, like there's just nothing. Like you feel like nothing. All you are is a number. So yeah, with all that being said, this is a little story about before I got locked up, and probably one of the times I really caught one of my very first charges as a kid. Really, I wasn't even a kid. I was a whole teenager. I don't even know why I said kid just now. But yeah, I was a teenager, and I was running around doing a lot of stupid stuff. And when I say stupid stuff, I mean just like, this is in the area where I was trying to fit in with somebody. So the people I wanted to fit in with was the crowd that accepted me. And the crowd that accepted me, unfortunately, wasn't the geeks. Unfortunately, wasn't the jocks. It was the bad crowd. And I wouldn't even say they were bad. They were just the misfits. The ones who, you know, want to smoke weed, break into cars, and do stuff the illegal way and not the right way. Gang members, etc., 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 stuff like that. And they're not bad people. It's just like when we listen to certain music, and that's when certain things are put in our face all the time, we want to be like that certain thing. And I got around people who saw images on the TV, and that's what they wanted to be. So I got around those people, and I guess I wanted to be one too. So I mean, I'm a firm believer in, like, we all learn our personalities and traits and things from our surroundings. So I, being a child who, I have a brother and sister, but I was about to say a stepchild. I'm not a stepchild. I'm like a half brother. So I was the one who was always with my mother. So with that being said, I was always with her, because I'm a military brat. So we were like in many different states. Every 3 years we were in a different state. I'm not about to go through all the states I was in, but every 3 years we would just like travel. So I would be the one who was always with her, while my brother and sister, they pretty much stayed stationary in South Carolina, where all my family is originally from anyway. But so I would always be by myself, and then like the neighbors, whoever would be around, that's who I would hang out with, like my neighbor. I never really made friends in school, so it's not like I made the friends in school to be able to go to somebody's house. I mean, I don't know how to really explain what I'm trying to say, but the people I got around were the people who I was able to get around, who accepted me in essence, because, you know, I was a real shy kid, Anyway, that's a whole nother video. I don't want to get into all that. Matter of fact, that's not a whole nother video. I made that video already, and it's called my prison video, and you can go check that out if you want to. But yeah, so with all that being said, I got into the crowd of us doing dumb stuff. And by dumb stuff, I meant like we would just hang out on the street, hang out on the block. They would drink. I tried to drink, couldn't stand it, so I didn't. But that was it, like smoking weed. That's when I got introduced to really like smoking weed and stuff like that. And I think that's why we started breaking into cars, because we didn't have money to afford weed at the time. So what can we do to make money? I don't even know who had the idea to be able to break into cars. I just remember one night they had a bunch of stuff, and they told me how they accumulated all this stuff, what they were doing over the past few months. And I was like, I want to go. I mean, I want to do it too. Why not? I want to fit in. And I think that probably just came down to a case where I think I was at their house and we were staying the night or something like that. And the conversation that came back up, and I was like, yeah, most definitely I want to go, because again, we wanted money. I didn't have anything. That was the only way I was being able to get money. I didn't have a job. So yeah, I want some money. Let's go break into cars. Don't know why that was my mindset, but that was my mindset. I mean, I was a kid. I mean, a teenager. I mean, not a kid. I keep hating to say kid, but yeah, I was a kid still, especially mentally. I just became an adult mentally when I came home from prison. Low key, I was still a kid mentally when I was locked up my first few years. So that it is what it is. But we used to literally just walk around and break into cars. And when I say break into cars, we wasn't breaking any windows. We didn't have any equipment on us. We would literally walk up to cars, open the door, and see if it was unlocked. And if it was unlocked, we would go in the car. If it was locked, we move on to the next car. That's why it's important to lock your car doors at night, no matter where you live. Like, it doesn't matter, your neighborhood. And there's this thing where people feel like they live in a good neighborhood. More crimes probably happen in the good neighborhoods than they do the bad neighborhoods. Like us, we knew, well, why go in the hood and breaking cars? We ain't gonna find nothing. Let's go in the good neighborhoods. That used to be our mindset. Like, this is the best neighborhood in our area. Let's walk there. So, yeah. And those people feel comfortable because they live in a good area and they leave their cars unlocked. And I hate to be laughing because now as an adult, it's horrible. If somebody breaking my car, I'll be pissed off. All the hard work that I put in to earn the money that I earn, and somebody comes and just steals my money. Like, that's horrible. That would be, it sucks. I mean, people stole from me before, so I know how it feels. But at the same time, like, I'm a kid. I'm not thinking about nobody's bills, nobody's responsibilities. I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm just thinking about myself as a teenager. So at the time, that was our thing. We would literally walk around in the neighborhoods, pop your door. If you left it unlocked, or if you left your window cracked or something like that, we pop your car unlocked, and we would go in. And this is the era before there was Ring doorbells all over the place, so that probably helps too. But Ring doorbells and security cameras, but we probably didn't even care still, because we could have put on all black, put on mask, and you still wouldn't have known because you would still been asleep. And by the time you woke up, your stuff would have been gone, and you would have checked the cameras, and you would have seen some guys in black masks and had no idea who it was. So, I mean, yeah. It was pretty bad, and you would be surprised what people left in their cars. Like, the majority of things we used to get was like CDs, obviously, because this is the CD era. Everybody had CDs in their cars, so we used to have all the hit CDs. People would buy brand new CDs and pretty much buy them for us because they had no idea we were coming to take it out of their car that night. And yeah, the most I ever found out of a car though was $500 cash. It was $100 bills, cash. I didn't even finish searching the rest of the car. It was like a Jeep, a Yukon or something like that. It was one of those big cars. Might have been a Denali or a Yukon. It was something like that, black. I opened the door, hopped in the seat, and they had the little visors. And this is when a lot of cars just started coming out with all the different compartments. I popped open that visor. I saw the envelope. I picked up the envelope, looked in it. I saw the ones, or the $100 bills. And your boy was out the car faster than you can say, Muhammad Ali just stole all your money, now he's gone. But I was out the car. Like, thinking back, like now, even that night, I was like, I should have went thoroughly through that car, because if they left $500 just in that one little compartment, there's no telling what else could have been in that car. But it was $500. It was a $500 lick. Told my friends I only found like 100, I think, or something like that. But yeah, that was probably the biggest lick I ever got. I also found a gun, a cop gun, out of a cop's car. Didn't know it was a cop car at the time, but the cop left his car unlocked. You're a cop and you left your car unlocked, and this would end up canceling my breaking into cars career, because the dude, when I found the gun, and then another dude stole the gun from me, and he got caught with the gun and then told on me about how I found the gun. So yeah, friends, gotta love them. Yeah, that's a whole another story. But yeah, so that's when I caught my very first charge ever, really. And luckily in North Carolina, like, our laws are a little bit more lenient. I wasn't around the gun when it got found, even though they said that I'm the one who found the gun. And I admitted that I did find the gun, because that was my first time, I think, like, really getting in trouble. So I was scared, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. The cops came to my house and I kind of told them what happened, because somebody already snitched on me. But which is crazy, because now thinking back, I didn't have the gun on me. I could have been like, no, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about, which I should have said now, but I was dumb. But yeah, ended up getting like probation for that. With that charge, it was really nothing. But yeah, that was my little lifestyle as a teenager. And that, we really didn't even do it a lot. By the time I heard about them doing it, and by the time us getting caught, it was probably like a little 2 or 3 month period. We probably went out going breaking into cars maybe a handful of times, maybe like 5 or 6 times, maybe. It wasn't like an every night thing, but yeah, it was one of our things that we did, man, breaking into cars. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't know why, because I do know why. I mean, I was young, I wanted money, and that was what I thought was the best way at the time. And I know it wasn't. I mean, obviously, it's not the best way. I'm definitely making sure that people are aware, like, we can do better than that. There's so many other ways for us to make money. If I knew about eBay reselling at the time, or just starting my own business, or really about how much money you can make if I walked door to door and asking people to cut their grass or wash their car, if I knew a true hustle within me at the time, breaking into cars would have been the furthest thing from my mind. But again, I didn't really have a male figure in my life to kind of like lead me to a certain kind of way. I was kind of forced to live my own life and kind of like figure life out on my own. There's no excuse for breaking into cars, but at the same time, like, it's just me. I was just find out who I am, find out who I was. Again, even at the time I was doing it, I knew it was wrong, and I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to fit in. So I was like, it is what it is. Who cares? I'll never get caught anyway. Little did I know. But yeah, that's my little story about just like breaking into random cars. I feel like having a little story because I want to give you some insight into the things that led me down the road that I went down. I will always say, like, I honestly believe, and I know that people who have fathers, I know there are people who have fathers who they still go to jail. But the majority of the people who are in jail are people who didn't have a proper father figure or a father. And that's, statistically speaking, you can't argue that. That's something that you can't argue. I will always go back to me not having a father, because I know that's something that I personally yearned for all my life. And I was always trying to fill those gaps with dumb stuff, I guess. And not saying it was right, but you know, if I had that male figure in my life, I believe who I yearned for, my personality yearned for a father. And I guess that all makes sense to who your personality is as a human being too. You know, some of us don't care. We just care about ourselves. But I cared about the people around me, my mom. Like, I love my mother. You know what I'm saying? I love my family. So at the same time, I know if I had a father in my life telling me, yo, this is the route that you should lead, or this is the way that you should be, I probably would have been that way now. I joined the military because my mom was in the military. So imagine if there was a father figure in my life to try to lead or guide me some kind of way what I could have become. But I take all that back when I just said what I could have become, because now I'm greater because I didn't have a father. Do I still want that thought? No, I don't. Not no more. Not no more. But did I? Like, if you would ask me that 2 years ago, yeah, I wanted my father. 2 years ago and beyond, yeah, I wanted a father figure. Always wanted my dad. At 30-something years old, I'm about to be 40 in a few years, or this year, or next year, or one of these years. And I wanted a father figure. So I can imagine how children, teenagers, all the stuff that we go through for attention because we are missing that one figure in our life that we wanted so bad. I don't know, man. But I do know now as an adult, like, I didn't need that guy. I just wish I had someone or a channel to turn to where I can turn on and see somebody talking about the same things that I'm talking about, or going through some of the similar things that I'm going through. Because life without a father, man, that leads you into so many other things that's horrible, man. And that, again, you can have a father and still go through some bad things. You can have a mother and go through some bad things. You can have a perfect life and still be an idiot child. I'm not saying, you know, and I hope this is not just coming off as an excuse. But at the same time, my time could have been used way more wisely if my father was there. You know, moms can't be fathers all the time. They can't be fathers. That's at the end of the day. And then my mom, she's 3 children, always working, military all day, and just like she had her own thing going on. Like, I can't fault her for knowing that I'm sneaking out the house at certain times and doing dumb stuff. Like, that's not her fault, you know? Yeah, I don't know, man. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. I was getting mad there a little bit, so we're definitely about to end this video. Make sure that you bless somebody today, and I promise you I'm going to bless somebody tomorrow. And I'm not going to break no more cars. Haven't done that in over 20 years now, thankfully. Probably longer than that. Gosh, I'm getting old. Boy, you're getting old. I'm getting really old. But anyways, make sure that you hit that like button. And if you would like to, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you don't want to do all that, make sure that you bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm going to bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay, I'm out.